Hello, my name's Ben Short. I'm director at your Ford Centre, and we're here at our Doddie branch, Doddie Ford Centre, and I'm bursting with pride to announce that we are going to be supporting these three gentlemen and their team in what they're about to do. It's approaching a year since Doddie Weir unfortunately passed away with his battle with motor neuron disease. And as we all know, the charity that Doddie has been associated with has done some crazy challenges to raise money. This is crazy what these gentlemen here are about to do in raising money and awareness. So I'm going to introduce you to the three gentlemen I'm with. I'm with Ian Barr, ex-president of the SRU, Rob Boyns, team manager of Doddie1e5 for Wales, and Roger Baird, who is ex-Scotland and British Lions player. So Ian, what's this all about? What are you up to?
Crazy challenge, you're absolutely right. Under the banner of the My Name's Doddie Foundation, I met Rob Boyns last year when we did a crazy cycle from Cardiff all the way up to Edinburgh in memory of Doddie again to raise awareness and raise money for MND. So when Rob Wainwright decided this year that he was going to do something even more crazy, talked about a longer route, we got our heads together as co-captains, came up with a plan. Everybody thought we were crazy. We probably are slightly, but we've got people like Roger Baird, a fantastic team of people behind us, and we want to, I suppose, rattle the tin for MND to support people who've got the illness, support the families that are having to deal with that, and just make everybody aware about how horrible a disease it is. And we'll just keep working hard, doing crazy challenges until we can rid the world of it. So there you go.
And what's this challenge you're about to do? Talk me through it. What you got up to then? What are you planning on doing next?
Well, a bit of background. The three of us were in the core team with Rob Wainwright last year, and the three of us hit it off really well, became quite close friends on the ride, and we decided that we were going to cycle to Rome. We were going to go through all Six Nations Stadium, but not just race it. We wanted to do it and engage with people along the way, engage with communities, rugby clubs, and particular schools. So we've got a bit of a history of engaging with the schools over the last 2 years. And we found that the feedback from the children and the teachers has given us such enthusiasm to take that forward. So we've got a larger team now, and we've got 16 riders, and we've got about 10 support staff who will be helping us in the vans and looking after us. And the planning that's gone into it, we've just turning up and smiling. The amount of work that people have done in the background is immense. It's been such a help. On the Wednesday, we're going to be gathering in Edinburgh, in Murrayfield, and then we're going to be leaving and doing a leg of it then towards the ferry port, ferry port's called Gr4nd. And then on the Thursday morning, we're going to carry that on to Gr4nd, hop over to Belfast, join up with a group of Irish legends, including Paddy Jones, cycle down to Dublin again on the first day, which is the Thursday, the last day of February, cross over on the ferry to Holyhead, have a couple of hours skip, hopefully, on the ferry, and then we'll arrive in Wales on St David's Day, which is like a massive day for Wales. You know, all the children will be kitted out in their national costumes, there'll be concerts taking place. Mm-hmm. And we're going to wiggle-waggle our way through all these schools and rugby clubs all the way down to Cardiff. Hopefully we'll join St David's Day dinner in Cardiff, and we've got a hotel overnight there to get some energy back. And then we're going to head over then on the Saturday to Twickenham, cross over to France that evening, have a couple of hours kip on the ferry, and then work our way over to Paris. If I've forgotten about Twickenham, we are going to Twickenham.
You're going to Twickenham as well. So touching all the stadiums.
All the stadiums, all 6 stadiums, and then we're going to go from there over to Grenoble, cross a little bit of the Alps, and then we've got a big, exciting venture in Monaco, which I think Ian's going to tell us a bit more about.
Right, so what's happening in Monaco, Ian, then?
What's happening in Monaco? We had this thing's been run by Rob Wainwright for a few years, and the Doddie Weir trophy is played for between Scotland and Wales every year, or for the last 4 or 5 years since its inception. And we all talked about how we were going to engage with the Italians. It's great to go to Rome. How are we going to engage with the Italian people? It's not their charity, it's not their cup, it's a different competition. So they play on the day, Scotland play Italy for the Catita Cup. And it's in memory of a guy, Massimo Catita, who was a young man who sadly died of COVID. His mum died of COVID. So in that dark time, he also helped out coaching Edinburgh. I think he played at Edinburgh, coached there, helped Scotland with the scrum coaching. So we thought, how do we engage with the Italians on this? And through my connections at SRU, I'd met Marcello Catita, who played against our ambassador Roger Baird a few times, I'm sure.
He's a good player.
Very good player. One of Italy's top try scorers and record cap holder at one point. It's Massimo's twin brother. So we thought, right, what could we do to make this really, really special and engage with the Italians? So we spoke to Rob Wainwright and said, Rob, could we meet Marcello Catita and present him with a match ball in Monaco? And Rob said, yeah, 100%, of course you can. What a fantastic way to engage with the Italians. So we got in touch with him, gave him a call. He was absolutely made up. He was quite emotional on the phone. I think the saying now is dust in his eyes or whatever. He had some, I had some. Phoned this man as co-captain and said, Marcello's up for it. He's going to send a team of cyclists to Monaco. How do we get the ball to him? And there's another wee story. I was lucky enough to meet Prince Albert of Monaco at Scottish Rugby. Went out for a drink with them in the Cali Hotel on his invitation. So I sent him a wee email and said, we've got a team of crazy people coming through Monaco potentially. Can we come and meet you at your palace? Would you like to get involved? And he sent a message back saying, yes, he'd be delighted. We'll meet you on the palace steps at 4:00 on the Tuesday. So it's pretty special for us.
Jesus.
So these Italians are going to join us and cycle down the road.
Superb. Roger, as ambassador for the team, they came up with a nice logo, which the team name obviously being Doddie's Grand Slam, and there's a few numbers involved in this logo, and there's a bit of meaning to it, I believe. Could you tell me about that?
It's quite clever, Ben, and to get things straight, I was dragged kicking and screaming into this and had nothing to do with the route. I think it's bonkers, but anyway, our logo is Doddie's Grand Slam, and the I in Doddie is for Paul Rendell, who was known as the judge, who I played against several times. He was a loose head for England and just died about 6 months ago. He played for Wasp, and we have Hugh Davis riding with us, who was also at Wasp, so he's hopefully going to be doing a lot of fundraising down there. I think there'll be a lot of goodwill. He was a very, very popular guy, and he was called the judge because he was the judge on tour. A very nice man. And then, of course, the S is Doddie1e5, and then the grand bit of it, the E is a 4, and the 4 is for Ed Slater, who was diagnosed about a year ago, I think, something like that. And unfortunately, it's gone downhill very quickly. I think he's actually wheelchair bound now.
Right.
And my son actually played with him at Nottingham in the championship, and they share a flat together. So
there's a connection there.
There's a connection with Ed. And then, of course, in Slam, we've used the L as a 7 for Rob Burrows, and everybody knows about Rob. And Kevin Sinfield and everything stuff there. So it hopefully encapsulates, all the sort of rugby.
It does. It includes everybody. Yeah. The one big thing from this that I see a connection with our business, we operate in towns Kirkcaldy, Dalkeith, Cooper, and our Harrison's branch is based in Peebles, and they're towns made full of community. And when I've been involved in hearing the stories of this and what you're doing, team and community is definitely something that is parallel with this. Rob, do you mention a bit about your team? That it's not just the 3 of you that are doing this. There's a few more members and support team that you've got involved in this. Maybe tell me about them.
We've got 8 riders from Scotland, and we've got 8 riders, we got it from the south of Scotland, which I think about 4 or 5 from Wales and 3 or 4 from England. So we come together, maybe like an amateur version, cycling version of the Lions Rugby. So we've all come together. We're all friends, and we're definitely going to become a very close-knit family by the end of it all. We'll have 4 riders on the road at any one time for approximately an hour.
Yeah.
And they'll rotate at the front. So there'll be a minute on the front, and they'll rotate to the back, and then the next guy will be a minute on the front. So it'll give them a bit of rest, and they'll probably go up to upper zone 2 while they're on the front, and drop to lower zone 2 so they can still have a conversation. They'll be on the road for about an hour, and then the next group of 4 riders will come on for another hour, and then 3 hours, 4 hours, and then you're back on the 5th hour. But the beauty of doing it that way is that each sort of group will be semi-autonomous or semi-independent of each other, and they can hop forward to a school or a rugby club and engage with those schools and rugby clubs, and tell them a little bit about what we're trying to do, and maybe educate the school children in teamwork, in things like educate them in the developments that we've been doing in terms of research and development for tackling MND. They'll see role models there, and hopefully it'll help the school children become better citizens and better sports people. And if we can inspire them to do something in the future, like being a sports person or a scientist, they will feel as if we've achieved something.
Absolutely. And obviously part of the reason you're doing this is you're out there doing this to raise money. There's no denying that. We want to raise money for this charity. So where, Ian, can people donate? Where can people interact? Where can people find out more about you guys?
To be fair, you guys, and I have to take my hat off to you for getting involved, Ben. It's been absolutely fantastic. You've come in absolutely brilliant. 4 vehicles, fantastic sponsor. We could not do this without somebody like yourself. You've got them all badged up. I'm looking at one just now with the logos on, the Doddie Weir tartan. It makes me very proud just looking at it just now, so I'm sure it makes you even more. Where can you donate? We've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got a website, we can go to Just Giving, Grandslam.co.uk. We've got everything set up. We've got people like Bruce Aitchison who's doing podcasts. Happiness is egg-shaped. It's out there. Watch it on YouTube or Facebook. We've got a full media crew. As Rob says, and Roger, we just sit here and do the easy bit, a wee bit of talking, a wee bit of blether. The team behind us that are pulling all this together, putting all these things out there. There's QR codes. If you see the van, take a photograph of the QR code. Just give some money. It's all...
Road.
Oh, the Doddie Grand Road, of course.
Yes,
Do you want to tell us about the Doddie Grand Road? Forgot about that one, Rob.
One of our administrators who keeps us in check is called Gail, and Gail came up with an idea of doing a Doddie's Brick Road. So we've got, 3,000 kilometres? So I think we've got 3,000 bricks they can buy to help pave the way for us to get to Rome.
Jesus.
I think you can buy a brick for like £20, I believe it is. That's your virtual brick then.
It's part of the journey, basically. You're almost, even if you're not going on it, you're part of the journey.
Yeah, it's such a great idea.
And obviously this is all in aid of the big man Doddie Weir. Roger, what I know you'll probably know Doddie a bit more than any of us all. What did he mean to you personally, and have you got anything?
Well, he was a fellow boarder, and I think I managed to just overlap with Doddie when he was starting and I was finishing. But he was a larger-than-life character, and I spoke a bit with him, at various rugby dinners and whatever. But he was. We actually had a charity day the other week at Muirfield and raised quite a lot of money. And we had Judy Newton, who is the MND nurse for Scotland, and she was telling us everything that's happening now. And the Doddie Foundation has donated to date, I think, £10 million. Wow. So 8.5 for research and 1.5 to people with MND who need help. So they've got a robot now which is working, an AI robot on various things. And one of the things that Doddie hated about MND was that when he was diagnosed with it, there was one drug, and it had been the same drug for 20 years. And because so few people get MND, the drug companies are not, they don't come in to support it. So she said he was absolutely, there were lots of different parties working on things, and he was responsible for getting them all working together. So pulling the resources and working together to find new drugs. So, he's left quite a legacy.
It certainly has. But what you guys are doing, cycling 3,000 kilometres through the British Islands and into Europe, touching all the stadiums, delivering the match ball, raising money. it's quite remarkable what you are going to be getting up to. And I think I speak on behalf of all our staff and our customers that we wish you all the best and best of luck doing it. Thank you guys.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
Cheers.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Cheers, Roger.
We'll
Thank
do
you.
it then. We'll give it.